Welcome back, pre-algebra. We are in lesson 5 today, and we're going to talk a little bit about addition and subtraction of word problems. So when we get to word problems, we need to have a clear understanding of what that word problem is asking. And in addition and subtraction word problems, we need to understand whether the question is asking us to find a difference or a sum. Now, if it's asking us to find a difference, then that is a subtraction problem. And if it is asking us to find a sum, then that is an addition problem. So it is very important that you understand the wording and what the wording is saying. So look for those keywords like difference, sum, more than, less than. Things like that will give you a clue as to what it is you're asking. And also, just think about the problem. Think about what is going on, picture it in your mind, and you will understand what the question is wanting from you. So let's start with the very first one. So in question 5.1, the Duke counted 5,260 people. Then the Duchess counted 4,720 people. How much greater was the Duke's count? So the question is asking us for how much greater was the Duke's count. So if there's a greater than or a less than, that means there's a difference. So it's asking us for the difference between the two counts. So we are going to have a subtraction problem. So we're going to take the Duke's count, which is greater, and we're going to subtract the Duchess's count. So the Duke's count becomes the minuend, which is the number we subtract from, and the Duchess's count becomes the subtrahend, which is the number that we subtract. And we are going to find the difference. That is the result between the two. 0 minus 0 is 0. 6 minus 2 is 4. We'll borrow 1 from 5 and make this a 4 and make this a 12. 12 minus 7 is 5 and 4 minus 4 is 0. So the difference, or how much greater the Duke's count, was 540. There were 540 people more in the Duke's count than in the Duchess's count. And we can double check that. We can always check our work by taking the subtrahend and turning it into an addend, and taking the difference, turning that into an addend, and our answer should equal the minuend. So we add those together, and yes, the minuend and the sum match. So therefore, we did the math correctly. And you can see by checking your work when you do the inverse operation or the opposite operation, how it helps you cement understanding how to do these problems a little bit better. When you can check and get the same answer, then you know you are doing it correct. So I encourage you to check your own work before you type in the answer, before you turn in any kind of work, because it's going to just give you that much more confidence in what you're doing and mastery of what you're doing. So let's do another one. "417 birds were in the trees at 8 o'clock. By 9 o'clock, the number had increased to 942. How many birds arrived between 8 and 9 o'clock? So it is asking us the difference. How many came between 8 and 9 o'clock? So it's asking how many more were added. So there is a difference there. So we are going to start with a minuend, which is the sum of the two numbers that are added together, and the two numbers being what we started with was 417, and the number that was added between 8 and 9. We don't know what that number is. So we're going to say 942, which is our minuend, which is the sum of those two numbers added together. And we're going to subtract one of the add-ins, which is 417. That's going to become our subtrahend. And then our difference is going to be the other add-in. That's what it's going to become. So let's look at this here. So we're going to borrow from here and make this a 3. This will be a 12. 12 minus 7 is 5. 3 minus 1 is 2. And 9 minus 4 is 5. So 525 birds were added between 8 and 9 o'clock. Let's double check our answer by taking the difference and the subtrahend and making them add-ins. We're going to add them together. So 417, 525. If we get the minuend of 942 as the answer, we know we did right. So these were the birds that were here at 8. These were the birds that were added, and that should give us the total that was there at 9 o'clock. 7 plus 5 is 2. It's 12. So 2 carry the 1. 1, 1, and 2 is 4. And 5 and 4 are 9. So our numbers match. So we know that we did our math correctly. And 525 is the number that arrived between 8 and 9 o'clock. All right, so let's do one more. So at sunrise, many ducks were on the pond. Then 425 ducks flew away. 642 ducks remained. How many ducks were on the pond at sunrise? So this is asking us for the total that we started with. So we're going to have to take the amount that flew away, which would have been our subtrahend, and add it to the difference that remained, which was 642. We're going to flip-flop the events and turn it into an addition problem. So 425, that is what flew away, and the 642, those are the ones that remained. So we're going to add them together, and we are going to find that we had 1,067 ducks at sunrise on the pond. So you can see, you just have to really understand what's actually happening in the problem. Visualize, and it's okay if you want to draw a sketch. That's actually a really good way to do it. If you want to draw a little pond here on your paper, and you want to say, okay, I've got some amount of ducks here. That's not a very good duck. Don't copy that. There's 642 ducks left, right? And we knew that there were 425 ducks over here at the beginning that flew away. There's my duck. Poor little duck. He doesn't look like a duck. He looks like a parrot. I need to get him a nose job. And 425 of those ducks flew away. So you had a group of 425 and a group of 642 left behind. So it makes sense when you look at it like that to just add the two groups together to get the total that were on the pond at the beginning. So do little things like that. Do you a little sketch if that's what it takes for you to see what's happening. Tell the story, illustrate it. It is perfectly fine. It's your notebook, and whatever you put in it is for your purposes to understand. So do all the things that you need to do in order to see what steps you need to take to solve it. All right, let's move on to let's see, we have one more problem. Let's do it, and then we'll be done with lesson 5. So in the last problem, George had $5.42. Then his mom gave him some money. We don't know how much his mom gave him just yet, but we do know that now he has $9.65. How much money did his mom give him? So we are looking for the difference between what he has now and what he started with. Very similar to some of the other problems we've done, only difference is that now we have decimals. All right, so we are going to have to make sure we stack these correctly, decimal on top of decimal, in order to get the right answer. So we are going to write this. Let's draw our picture of, let's just draw a little bit of money here. So we have, here's a dollar bill. Now he has $9.65, right? Or actually, let's start with the other amount. I think that would probably be better. He started with $5.42. That is really a bad drawing of money. Let's just pretend that's bills stacked on top of each other for the sake of, bad artwork there. So he's got $5.42 to start with, and his mom gave him some amount of money. We don't know what that was. And now he has $9.65 in cash, right? So we have to figure out how to write this so that we can do the appropriate calculation. So what we need to do is start with our sum and turn that into the minuend. So we're going to begin here, make that the minuend, and we're going to take this addend and turn it into the subtrahend, which is the number we're subtracting, so minus $5.42, in order to find out what this amount was that was added to the original amount. So 5 minus 2 is 3, 6 minus 4 is 2, and 9 minus 5 is 4. And that's in dollars and cents. So his mom gave him $4.23 on top of his $5.42. Now, all we have to do to check this is to put this amount in here with the question mark. So $5.42 plus $4.23 added together should give us $9.65. So let's see. 2 and 3 is 5. 4 and 2 is 6. Bring down our decimal. 5 and 4 is 9. And it does. It matches. So when these match, we know we did the problem correctly. All right, and that is all we have for lesson 5. If you have any questions about how to rewrite these and turn them into problems that you check, or problems to find the missing information, please feel free to message me. I'm here to answer your questions. And I will see you all in lesson 6.